The year 2000 through 2002, Celebrity Cruises launched 4 sister ships: the Celebrity Millennium, the Celebrity Infinity, Celebrity Summit, and the Celebrity Constellation. These 4 luxury cruise ships each had a unique and distinctive ocean liner-themed specialty restaurant. Set sail with us as we explore the Normandie Restaurant aboard the Celebrity Summit. The Normandy was perhaps not the most famous ocean liner in history, and few people today have a personal recollection of this pre-World War II floating masterpiece of Art Nouveau or maritime genius. Yet without question, Normandy rises to the top of the historical charts of legendary ocean liner perfection. In the 1930s and during the era of the transatlantic liners, entire countries enlisted shipyards to construct ships of state to compete in the Atlantic trade between Europe and America. France gathered their best marine engineers, craftsmen, and artists to design and build the world's most impressive ocean liner to represent the country. A floating marvel representing all of the best France had to offer. She became the Normandy. She captured the coveted blue riband on her maiden voyage, and Normandy was the first ocean liner in service to exceed 1,000 feet. Everything about Normandy was exquisite. She was a floating museum of French art. Her first-class dining room was touted as being longer than the Hall of Mirrors at Versailles. Normandy had a chapel, an amazing swimming pool, gloriously luxurious suites never before seen at sea. She had a lavish winter garden, magnificent first-class lounges, public rooms, and even a theater. Some have said, however, that Normandy may have been too luxurious, too sterile, and lacked a homey, comfortable, relaxed environment that liners like the Queen Mary possessed. Regardless of her artistic magnificence, World War II saw the end of Normandy's transatlantic trade, and she was commandeered by America to become a troop ship named Lafayette. Normandy's amazing sculptures and artwork were put in storage as she was converted from luxury liner to troop ship. Unfortunately, during Lafayette's conversion to troop ship, a careless welder accidentally spilled sparks onto a pile of life jackets, and she caught fire and ultimately was swamped by firefighters pumping water onto her decks, and she capsized at her pier in New York. Her incredible art panels, paintings, furniture, statues, and fittings were auctioned off, and much of her interiors made their way to private collectors, museums, and hotels around the world. This is the story of how a few small pieces of art from the Normandy made their way back to sea aboard the Celebrity Summit. On board the Celebrity Summit is an ocean liner-themed restaurant called the Normandy. Passengers can dine in style and luxury in the Normandie Restaurant and view a centerpiece of art panels that were once built into 2 huge doors or dividers that could be slid open to join the luxurious smoking room with the equally impressive Grand Salon, creating one very large room with ceilings over 25 feet tall. Sculptor and artist, Swiss-born Jean Dunand, created these whimsical panels, which were removed from the Normandy upon her conversion to a troop ship. After the war, these panels and many other artifacts from the Normandy made their way to the French line's Liberté. When Liberté was retired, the artwork was sold at auction, for many years were on display at Mr. Cho's Chinese restaurant, and then later were placed in a private residence. Today, A section of these panels is on board the Celebrity Summit in the Normandie Restaurant. Another important artifact that was removed from the Normandy prior to her fire in New York was a stunning 8-foot-tall, 1,000-pound statue called La Normandie, created by artist Leon Georges Baudry. La Normandie was positioned at the top of a grand staircase overlooking the first-class smoking lounge aboard the magnificent Art Deco ocean liner Normandy. In the early 50s, architect Morris Lapidus was seeking decorative items for a new hotel he was designing in Miami called the Fontainebleau. It was during a visit to New York that Morris discovered in a scrap metal yard the La Normandie statue. Morris paid $1,200 for the statue and put it on a truck for Miami, where the statue was placed in a setting near the pool area. Later, the statue was moved indoors into the main lobby of Fontainebleau and over the years relocated to various spots throughout the hotel. Demetrius Kaparis, a senior executive with Celebrity Cruises, explains how he found the Normandy statue to be placed on board the Celebrity Summit.
I'm Dimitri Kaparis, former Executive Senior Vice President of Celebrity New Building Program. In autumn 2000, I went with my wife Sandra to have a brunch in the Fontainebleau Hotel in Miami Beach. After our lunch, we walked around and Sandra noticed outside the spa area a beautiful bronze tall statue that was dressed in a Greek simple gown with a very simple belt. And she asked me, Dimitri, look this statue, it looks like a Greek. Immediately I went around and looked very well. And I was very happy to realize that this beautiful bronze statue, it was the famous Normandie statue that was placed in one of the most famous and most beautiful appointed ships ever built, the Normandie. It was placed in the stairway facing the Grand Saloon. Next day, I called my secretary, Dorothy Walters, and I told her, from now on, your top priority and responsibility it is to buy the Normandie statue in order to be sent to Saint-Nazaire to be placed in one of our cruise ships under construction. After months of hard negotiation, on the 8th of June 2001, I managed to come in agreement with the management of the Fontainebleau to buy the statue. And on the June 17th, I went personally, I delivered the check, and immediately I had a team to pack very well the statue and send it by air to Milano in Italy, where a very good artist cleared it very well, refurbished it, and it was sent to Saint-Nazaire in France. I wanted very much to put it on board the specialty restaurant of the cruise ship Summit under construction. It was actually one of my dreams to put something for the Normandie ship. But the construction was already well in advance. And then I arranged with the shipyard this beautiful statue to be located, like also was in the Normandy, in the stairways facing this time the Grand Restaurant of the Summit. The beautiful statue of Normandy returned to the sea where really belongs. And my dream of putting this beautiful statue in one of our celebrity cruises, designed and built by me, came true because the Normandy statue on board the Summit connects the era in the beautiful Normandy ship that belonged in 1930s to the present cruising liner, the Summit.
Today, passengers aboard the Celebrity Summit can enjoy a glimmer of the past when they dine in the Normandie Restaurant. In the entrance to the Normandie Restaurant is a vestibule where various items from the ocean liner Normandy are on display, along with photos of famous actors and politicians who were passengers aboard the Normandy. In the Cosmopolitan Restaurant, the main dining room aboard the Celebrity Summit, the graceful La Normandie statue has her place of honor at sea once again. The Celebrity Summit is the third vessel in a series of 4 Millennium-class ships. Today, cruise vacation passengers will enjoy the Celebrity Summit's beautiful lounges, bars, deck areas, and spa while cruising the Caribbean or Bermuda. What's truly unique aboard this quartet of Millennium-class vessels with Celebrity Cruises are the specialty restaurants that have a connection to a past era, when crossing the Atlantic by ocean liner was the only method of transportation between the two continents. Ocean liners were built as transportation between North America and Europe, while today's cruise ships are the vacation destination and accommodate cruise passengers mostly for the purpose of leisure, exciting ports, fine dining, and entertainment. This documentary was made possible by the Cruise Brothers, Travel Safe Insurance, Virus Zero, Celebrity Cruises, Cruising Authority, and the Cruise Channel.